From the first breath we take to our last, life will always find a way to surprise us. One peaceful moment can switch within the blink of an eye. And as we migrate the road that our existence has paved out for us, obstacles are certain. But so is growth. Just like the Earth's seasons, change will continue to flow throughout our lifetime. And in this story, love and loss will walk side by side. This is the story of the Pelgrims of Gondwa. Allow me to take you on this journey, accompanying two giants of the prehistoric on their fascinating travels not only through ancient lands, but through their hearts as well. This Stegosaurus male is making his way through desolate pass, and he is on the move with good reason. Every year, stegosaurs migrate back to their birthlands, the nesting grounds at which they first draw breath. This is done in big herds, but this male is alone. Though it seems like he is not the only one about to make the long journey all alone. A female Stegosaurus. She is migrating with the same goal in mind. The two enthusiastically greet one another. This day couldn't have started any better. Both were headed towards the same direction. Home. The two instantly form a bond. And with a rising sun behind them, they start their journey to their homeland. A young Kentrosaurus witnessed the meeting from afar. Before his eyes, young love drew its first breath. The pair moves out of desolate pass and into the savannah grasslands. They will find no food here. This passage will merely be out of necessity. There is no need to focus on food, nor will they have to worry for ambushing carnivores as they can see for miles away. So perhaps this is a perfect moment to stretch their legs and to celebrate each other's newfound company. Let's run towards the rising sun. Let's run side by side as we take on this journey together. We will let our strides trample these lands like our ancestors did before us. After hours and hours of traveling through the scorching heat, the two have finally reached the crossing to Hunter's Thicket. They will finally have access to fresh water again, a welcome sight. A peaceful lake awaits them. Water. Finally, they will drink liters in one go. This will be the last opportunity to drink for a while, so they take their time. Filled up and refreshed, the pair continue on. This forest will offer them another primary need: food. Berry bushes, acorns, pine cones, and other treats are on the diet. Where they came from, no such thing was available. They will gorge until their bellies are full. The female feasts off of the berries. For her, these berries contain vital nutrients to support healthy eggs. The vitamins will be stored in her body for when the time comes. Filled up and ready to leave, the pair will make their way to Rockfall Hill, miles and miles away from here. The sun now stands proud in the sky. It will function as a compass. The stegosaurs have used the sun as guidance for centuries. The route along the coast has been chosen. This is the safest option. There is a shortcut through the woods they have just left, but this path holds many dangers. This is the most clever choice they can make. There will be little to no food along the way, but with their bellies still full, this shouldn't be a problem. One of the perks of traveling alongside the coastline is that they can catch the powerful rays of sunlight onto the plates that run along their backs. This will provide energy and regulates their body temperature. But energized by the sun or not, they still make time for a well-earned nap. Dusk has fallen over the coast. It is time to get up and keep going. They have reached the entrance of Rockfall Hill. At the end of the valley, a giant lake rests beautifully between the hills. So far, the pair is faring well. Life has put them together for a reason. Again, hours have passed, and so has the sun. With its final rays of light shimmering on the surface of the lake, the pair is finally able to replenish their thirst. This journey will physically drain even the healthiest of herbivores. What keeps their spirits high, you might ask? Well, each other. Of course. Cloaked in the blue veil of the evening, the pair moves out of Rockfall Hill and into Snake Gully. These lands provide rich feeding grounds for them, a welcome sight after miles and miles of traveling. But popular feeding grounds for herbivores can only mean one thing: The magnetic pull of their homeland draws them further inland as the night falls. But they are not the only ones moving through the area. A lone Allosaurus, he knows that he is no match against two Stegosaurs. He calls out to them, making sure they will not be caught off guard and angered by his presence. The Stegosaurs, however, have already laid eyes on him. What happens next is a powerful standoff between two giants. The fog and blue hues of the night paint a terrifying but mesmerizing scene as two colossal beasts stand their ground. And as soon as this Ballad of the Beasts started, it ends. A few days have passed. The pair stayed in Snake Gully for a while to eat and rest. Now, they are ready for the final miles. Homeland awaits them not far from here. But something isn't right. A fire raged through these once bountiful and green lands. Nothing and no one has been spared. The ongoing drought and heat claimed the lives of flora and fauna. These lands were once home to generations of stegosaurs and other creatures. Now, there is nothing left but relics of past lives. Confused and heartbroken, the two venture into the burned forest. Nothing is as it once was. Their first breaths were drawn here. Perhaps these two even played with one another, years and years ago when they were mere steglings. The smell of ashes burns their eyes. All they can remember here is the smell of blooming flowers, fresh grass, and the salty ocean breeze. All this has gone. A few patches of greenery are trying to start a new life. The first flowers have begun to blossom. However, it gives no comfort. The pain of their loss is too great. The only sign of life is this young Torvosaurus, simply passing by. Their emotional cries can be heard for miles. And here, on this exact spot, is where our female hatched. This exact spot. Now all that remained is this small water source. One of the only guarantees in life is the sun that will rise on each new day. The rays of light accentuate even more how much the fire has truly destroyed. The destruction reached beyond the forest's edge. coastal trees, foliage and inhabitants have either been swallowed by the fire or left before it was too late. But even in the darkest of times, where the heart can't do anything but weep and mourn, light is present and waiting to break through, if only you will let it. Obstacles are certain, but so is growth. Fresh footprints march on. The path of their ancestors will be walked upon once again. From the ashes, they will rise. From the ashes will sprout new life when the time is right. For now, a new horizon awaits. Defeated, the pair moves on into unfamiliar territory. They do not know what lies before them. They have no choice but to press on. Hunger pushes them forward. There is very little time for grief. In the beginning of this story, both of them were alone. Thankfully, they walk through these chapters of life side by side. Together, a welcome comfort. But sometimes life will send an angel, a reminder that when one chapter ends, another will begin. A wake-up call to any in desperate need of a sign that it is not over yet. Without this creature's knowing, he breaks the mental weight of their grief by surprising them with his presence. There are no coincidences in life. Never. As an angel descending from the heavens, this Thalassodromius reaches out to them. It is like he knows. As mentioned in the beginning, life can switch within the blink of an eye. The warm morning sun greets them from behind the clouds, like a warm, well-needed embrace. Life is full of surprises, and this one, with the angel from the skies pulling the pair out of darkness, couldn't have come at a more perfect time. Fresh water greets them. On the other side of this river, food awaits. Finally. The grief in their hearts is slowly making a bit of space for a new emotion: curiosity. These never-before-explored lands hold many secrets yet to be discovered. But first, time to eat. A few hours have passed. Resting in a beautiful pine forest, the male woke up from his nap. He heard something. It sounded small. Time to investigate. He looks around and tries to locate the little creature with his sharp sense of hearing. But sharp sense of hearing or not, this tiny little fella outplays him. From the bushes, almost underneath the giant stegosaur, he carefully moves forward. This little juvenile Kentrosaurus awakens the paternal instincts of our male. He lays down to show that he is no threat. It seems like life has sent yet another little angel to help find the light in these dark times. This little Kentro is proof that life, no matter how small and delicate, moves on. They say their goodbyes and part ways. Meanwhile, the female has woken up. They are ready to continue their journey, wherever it may lead. It is the next day. The afternoon will soon turn into evening. This heavy rainstorm has been going on for hours. They have ventured into the birchwoods. This location is known for higher traffic, moving in and out of the forest. But our Stegosaurus pair isn't aware of this, as they have never been here before. And they are being watched. A pack of Torvosaurus. This family resides here. They know this area like the back of their hand. Skilled hunters with incredibly powerful jaws. Breaking bones is an easy thing for them. They have been following our Stegosaurus pair for a while now. The pair, however, has no clue. Eyesight in this heavy rainfall is limited. Sounds are being muted as the wind and rain dances with the trees. All they can do is keep moving and stay alert. A Hatzegopteryx is feasting on a carcass in the bushes. He will prove no threat to them, even though his size is astounding. The Hatzegopteryx, however, feels uneasy. He felt prying eyes lurking from the other side of the river. Vulnerable on the ground, he decides it is time to leave. His wings will carry him to safety, a luxury in moments like this. Still on the lookout, the Torvosaurs continue to follow. From a higher perspective, they analyze the situation. Stegosaurs are no easy meal, especially not when there's two. Finally, the male Stegosaurus noticed the danger. He stands up on his hind legs to show off his impressive size. He must remain calm. Again, the blue veil of the night lingers over the valley. The Torvosaurs are still watching over the Stegosaurus pair, and both parties are about to confront each other. The adult Torvosaur calls out. The Stegosaurs, however, seem unimpressed. It almost looks uneventful. However, the commotion has attracted something else. Giganotosaurus, top-tier apex predator and king of the food chain. And he's not alone. The victory standoff against the Torvosaurs proved to be nothing more than a vocal invitation for the bigger fish in the sea. The Stegosaurs defend each other with all they have, but Giganotosaurus is a formidable challenger. Their lacerating teeth buried deep into thick skin. The Stegosaurs need an angel once more. Now! female chases off one of the two, a win on their part. Wounded and bleeding, she runs back to protect the male. But running and bleeding at the same time has broken down her spirit, and the Giga knows. From the first breath we take to our last, life will always find a way to surprise us. One peaceful moment can switch within the blink of an eye. And as we migrate the road that our existence has paved out for us, obstacles are certain, but so is growth.